Hi there, Gabi Mesa Skywalker here. Welcome to this video. In this occasion, I would like to touch on another concept that I find it's a pillar for myself, my way of living, my perceptions, and all the content I'm gonna be sharing. I think it's actually one of the views that I don't find easily out there. It's in the content that I get to see. I watch a lot of spiritual content, guidance content, self-knowledge content, and I find this view is still somehow there, but not too clearly, or it happens to be a bit tricky to understand and to keep it in mind in the day-to-day. However, I think that once we get to clearly see it and practice on it, it's a true game changer. That's why I find it important to share, and actually it's one of the main reasons that got me into actually wanting to launch a channel on this, because this view, it's such a it makes such a difference in the day-to-day, in the way you experience yourself, life. Every circumstance becomes so rich, so abundant in opportunities, in learning, in healing, in all the beauty and more stuff that you get to see once you get to practice this one concept. And the word I use, or the concept I use to keep it in mind, for me to practice, for me to have it in a handy way, let's say, it's the Mayan concept and the word Inlakech. Inlakech. You'll see it as a hashtag in the description of my channel, in the content, and probably if you also Google for it, I'm gonna be there with that hashtag in my personal content, in my sharing in Spanish, in English, everywhere. I use it and I live it. And that's why I think it's important to share about this, to explain and to practice, because it's gonna change the whole life experience personally, regardless of not of whether you are looking for the spiritual views of things. This, as a person, as a human being, as somebody who cares for becoming a better person, if you are caring to enjoy more your personal life experiences, if you care for growing and making the most out of this lifetime, day by day, little by little, this concept, I swear it's going to change everything. So Inlakech it comes from the Mayan language and from the Mayan cosmological view. In a very high level perspective, I'm not gonna explain everything in this video, but just to say, the cosmological view of the Mayan culture is that they get to see the whole galaxy, the whole universe, the whole cosmos. It's, let's say, a system. It's in my mind, I always have the system of a clock, the clocks before, when they used to have all these little pieces working together perfectly for everything to function. So in the cosmos, everything is a piece that it's important for the whole cosmos to work properly. And the whole cosmos, the whole structures, nature, planets, stars, everything, and human beings are also part of it. Everything in nature, but human beings as well. We are little parts of this cosmos, and everything is already in place. So you, as a person, you are already in place. You are already a piece of the big system. And once you start being, just by breathing, just by being who you are already fulfilling that purpose. You are already doing your function. Now, we don't get to see that very clearly, and we have all these ideas about what purpose is, what's our purpose as human beings. We relate that a lot to the job we do, to the professional side of things, to the commercial side of things, and it's beyond that. It's just you, by being you, by breathing, by finding more of who you are and actually appreciating it, sharing it, living it in your day-to-day with your kids in the streets, being alone. It's already happening. You are already sharing with the whole cosmos that function, that main purpose that you have. Now, in this main purpose of things, as you find out and as you go in your life, you gain awareness and increase your level of consciousness, you realize, you get to notice more and more, clearer and more clearer as you go. That's consciousness. Who you are, what you care for, what you stand for, what are your values, your priorities. Maybe you do get to launch a project, or you are involved in organizations, systems, other projects that care for what you care. Then that's another additional way of you fulfilling your purpose. You have many purposes, but the main one is just you being you. And as you go and you realize more, you allow more of you, who you are. You start the believing thing. It's a real thing. It's something we get to do every day, every single minute of our life. It's not disconnected as you are being here and not there, or you are fulfilling your purpose for 5 minutes as you go, or just while you work. Your purpose is always in place. Your function is always in place. And in that system, then everything else it's in place. Everything else is also part of the puzzle, part of the system, part of the cosmos. This big machinery, all these systems are working together. They are already in place. They are already in order. There's nothing for human beings to be fixing, to be putting in place. If we don't do this, something is going to crash. If we stop doing something, I don't work, I don't share, I don't do this, then I'm not fulfilling my purpose and the whole cosmos is going to crash. That's more of the ego, that's more of the identity, and that's stuff that we need to get addressed as we go smoothly in the day-to-day. That being said, then we are all in place. We all are parts of the system. And the Inlakech view, the word, means you are another me, I am another you. So this is the exchange of pronouns is really of the mind, is really of the ego. You, and you are this, and I'm you are telling me this, and you are making me feel this, and if you do this, I'm gonna get angry, and if you do this, I'm gonna be in love, and if you, and then we put all these what's gonna happen in me, my decisions, my view of life, my view of myself. I'm living it based on you, and probably you're gonna think the same about me and about everybody else, and then we start differentiating you and me, like you are the cause of what I'm experiencing, you are the cause of my anger, you are the cause of my peace, you are the cause. And then we go, as human beings, we go placing this power of how I feel, what I think, how I gonna live my life, what I'm dedicate my day to, how I'm gonna go about my own perception. Everything we put it in place in the hands of the external things, the external world and people. So this is not wrong itself. This is part of the process that we've been having as human beings. That's part of the process. So nothing wrong with that. Just that we are getting to that part of the process because we are actually gaining consciousness, gaining awareness, and realizing that that approach is, it has to evolve to the next phase. The next phase being then that I realize that I have more power, more control, and it's up to me to how I get to feel about myself, what I'm gonna do about my thoughts, what I'm gonna do about my feelings. If something is bothering me, if something is let's say I get a positive feedback, how I react to it, how I let that feedback be a factor in my day, in my mind, in my feelings, that's really up to me. If I get negative feedback and then I allow this negative feedback to ruin my day, the perception of who I am, I quit my projects, and I do lots of stuff around the negative feedback, The negative feedback is not really the problem. The person who told me the negative feedback is not really the problem. Is what I'm allowing it to be for myself. In that sense, I know it's easier said than done. In that sense, we are giving power to so much out there, to so many out there, and it is a training. It's a learning process. Process meaning it takes time. It takes a practice. It's not something that's going to happen maybe in years, but if we start one day and then the next, and we do little by little steps, and we use our experiences to acknowledge that it's not really what you're saying, it's not really you that are making me feel or think something. This content is already there. What I'm my beliefs, my ideas of myself, my good memories, the bad memories, the hurt, the experiences that I carry with me in my energy, in my body, in my mindset, are already there. And when I have all these interactions in the line in the supermarket, in the traffic, when commuting, in my relationships with my parents, my siblings, my friends, all these interactions are really there helping me understand who I am. They're helping me to see what's actually bothering me, what is very uncomfortable to hear when I get the criticism, or when I'm dancing and these ladies, they give me a look or something, and what do I feel with it? And how do I react to it? That shows me, not them. It shows me who I am. It shows me where I still feel insecurity. They show me whether I move from the being insecure to gaining some confidence. When I go in my life and I get to notice then what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling with all these interactions, with all these words that come to my ears, with all these comments that I get to read, what happens in me? Then I'm growing. Then I have tons of opportunities to learn, to heal, to get free of thoughts, of ideas, of feelings. And that's how we can do it ourselves if we understand the interactions, if we understand that you are not so different than me, that maybe culturally, our education, physically, we are not the same, we are very different indeed. But as human beings, we have thoughts, emotions, feelings, sensations, energy, vibration, and we are mostly the same, right? So as human beings, we can grow, we can evolve, we can become healthier, more powerful, more empowered in who we are, in how we use these natural resources, mind, body, spirit, how I care for myself, my own concept of my own self-concept, how I go in my life, how I live every single experience becomes an opportunity to grow, to know myself better, and to realize what else I want to do with this self-power and self-consciousness, and it changes everything. So I know it's easier said than done. It has taken me years to myself to get to this point where I actually get to see how it's a reflection of my thoughts or whatever it's bothering me, and I don't want to recognize that I am, but I get to see it in others. Then that's also helpful to understand how or why is this conversation so annoying, or why I feel so stressed out if I haven't exchanged a word and I'm already in this room and I'm already stressed out. Or, so it's all this questioning, it's all this noticing what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, my perceptions, my ideas, my beliefs. And in the day to day, all these interactions, all these experiences that seem mundane and routinary and like they are disconnected from ourselves, they are indeed treasures, they are opportunities, they are little classrooms, they are all teachers to help us discover more of who we are. And that is also in the very positive side of things: talents, gifts, virtues, ideas, creativity, all this beauty that starts flowing and coming along as you go, as you get to realize yourself. and also the healing part, the old ideas, the misperceptions, the hurtful feelings, the past experiences that are still stuck in our inside within. And that by going through these experiences, you can bring now to balance. You can see from different perceptions. You can understand maybe, oh, so this person was really trying to do this, or that person was still trying to be mean or hurtful or something. But I get to see how that experience, if I see them as a teacher, if I see them as what I learned or what I can now see from this present moment looking back, maybe I get to see something different, right? So that's gonna help you. That's gonna bring, I think, a perspective that it's gonna be very, very useful at becoming very accountable, very responsible of what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I'm gonna actually say, how I'm gonna actually react. Am I gonna stay quiet? Am I not gonna do anything? Why? Why I'm gonna choose that? Why I prefer that? What is healthier than if I keep arguing with what you say, what you did, what you're making me feel? You know? So we're gonna be exploring more on the subject, on the practice to actually make this part of your life. How are you gonna be approaching your life with this view? If you want to, it's not mandatory, it's just an option that I'm offering here. How it can be really life-changing, how it can bring you growth opportunity, and it looks like maybe just seeing it like everything is a reflection on me. It might feel like a load or like everything is my responsibility, but it's not like that. That's actually what we need to address, that not everything is our responsibility, but the little bit that is still there, that it's actually the part of me related to you, related to this situation, related to the circumstances. I'm gonna address it, that portion, whether it's 1%, 10%, 99%, but I'm gonna address it in every situation. I'm gonna learn to see that. And then once I get to do that, how my part of the circumstance, my part of the situation, it's gonna be addressed, and how that actually is gonna be creating new circumstances, new opportunities and situations as I care for my part. I let the others also. That's another part of it, is that we learn to let others take a part, be accountable for what they are doing, what they are creating for themselves. And that's not always as evident. We are trying to do more than we should. I say it also out of experience. Trying to do more than we have to, it's also not helping them realize that they are capable, that they are intelligent, that they can develop the virtues, the knowledge, the practice, same as us. We also struggle to get to where we are, to learn, to grow. It's not always easy. It does require some insight, some study, some practice, some effort. And the more we get to know to how to acknowledge our portions of the things, to care for them, for ourselves, for others, and to let others also be caring for their own mindsets, their own feelings, their own outcomes, I swear everybody's gonna gain from it. So in Lak'ech, you are another me, I am another you, and everything I'm gonna be saying in this channel, everywhere you get to see me in person, or personal, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere, this view goes in it. I am another you, you are another me. Even if we are dancing at the disco, I'm always getting to see everything like, what is this situation trying to tell me about me? Why is this person reacting like that? How I feel? Oh, I feel this. Oh, I feel this other emotion. Oh, I'm realizing this. So once you get to understand that, get to practice. And with the practice, you get to see there's nothing to understand. I will say it's just to feel it, experience it. How does it change your day to day? How does it start changing your life? If you, rather than reacting and rather than say, oh, this person told me this and they are so this or that, what if you use that opportunity to ask yourself, why is this happening? What is this trying to tell me? Why is this music, just as a sudden I was thinking of this and this music, it starts playing, and actually it gives me an idea, or it brings a memory, or it's, so everything starts happening, and it's not in the heavy side of things. I would say life becomes a lot more fun. You get to realize stuff beyond what is visible, and everything is like really meaningful. I would say starts becoming really meaningful, very aligned to who you are. If you like jokes, if you like colors, if you like music, all those elements, you start noticing them out there, because you are now more acknowledging that you are creating everything for yourself, and that everything is actually serving a purpose. As you can see, it's a tagline of the channel: everything serves a purpose. And that's what I was meaning with it. It starts with acknowledging that we are the creators of our life. We are the artists, if you are seeing as a work of art. You are the architect if it's something you are building. You are the one creating everything. Everything is serving you a purpose. And then all people there, even they've seen whatever tags, whatever adjectives you want to give them, just know that deep down, we are all part of the system. Everything is in place. They are doing their part. They are the characters playing something for you to realize who you are, who you truly are, and who you truly are. It's always something that feels beautiful, something that feels enough, and something that once you get to realize that that's actually you, it gets the sensation of deep, honest freedom. I'll be happy to keep sharing this concept with you, these ideas on how to live it in the day to day, because it's there that gets a little bit tricky. Big hug. Love you guys. See you in the next one.